Chelsea Football Club rejected an offer for Mudryk in the summer from a Bundesliga team. I'm going to explain to you why they did that, because the reality is the timing of the story is very interesting. Furthermore, Carragher in the start of the season said, why would anybody want to join Chelsea? Where will they change? Where are they going to sit in that dressing room? And all of a sudden, we're scary. We're actually a good team. Oh, wow. I'm going to talk about it because on the overlap, he was talking a lot of waffle. Then we're going to talk about the match yesterday. I went to the game. I had a great time. A lot of you followed me on Instagram and you wanted to see a lot of the videos. But the reality is Chelsea won 5-0 against Barrow. And we need to talk about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly because you've been requesting already. Let's get started. But before we get started, you already know the deal. I came in proper. I came in a suit. I took my jacket off and I said, you lot are getting that good content. The reality is when you come home, you take your shoes off, you come to the Kavkas View, you hit that like button and support the channel. It's the best way to support. And if you're new, you made it this far, you better be subscribing because we are super close to 40k. Let's get started. Yo, look, we need to talk about this Mudryk story because Fabrizio Romano has once again come out and reiterated a very interesting statement. We know in January there was a Bundesliga club, unnamed, unsourced, based on Matt Law's statement on London is Blue podcast, that they came in and they wanted to get Mudryk. Chelsea said, not a chance. This summer, according to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea once again said no. They rejected a deal from a Bundesliga club. And now I'm going to tell you why this has come out. In recent times, Enzo Maresca has made it very public that either Misha steps up and starts playing to his standard and to the level that Chelsea demand, or he just won't play. And this is the primary example of the club putting out a brief out there, or the representatives of Misha putting a brief out there. Look, he's still part of Chelsea's plan. I don't mind it. I don't care. I have eyes. I saw what he done yesterday. If he's part of the plans, we're going to see it. If not, I'm convinced he's leaving in January. On to the next story. Guys, I am very open and I am very honest when it comes to my perspective on Chelsea. And you know what? A lot of you say, I'm a brown envelope. A lot of you say, you know what, you're on the payroll at Stamford Bridge. You're on the payroll for these big broadcast companies. Well, the reality is, if I was, I would be in the studio with the overlap. I would be sitting there. I would be saying whatever they want me to say, because that's evidently what happens on that show. Because Carragher, right? I think he's lost a lot of credibility in recent times. I think Carragher talking about Chelsea waffles, and I think it's pathetic. Because let me give you an example. Carragher, I've got his comments up already, spoke about how Chelsea can't be a serious team. Chelsea buy too many players. If he spoke to agents, he wouldn't be sending his players there. He also doesn't know where the players will change. And also, Chelsea had 40 players. Who would want to join him? They're not a young and exciting team. So that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. What you're not entitled to is to flip-flop on it in 4 game weeks. To flip-flop in 4 game weeks. 4 game weeks is approximately 4 to 5 weeks. How can your opinion drastically change to, oh, they were playing against Bournemouth and then I saw the depth coming off the bench. Neto, Felix, Sancho. What happened, bro? I'm Joao Felix's biggest fan, right? I love Pedro Neto as a footballer. I think Sancho is a baller. They've done nothing in these 4 weeks for this dramatic U-turn. I think Jadon Sancho has had 1 good game, 1 average game. Neto's been inconsistent at good games. Felix has come on and had cameos that have been very impressive, but he's also had cameos that have been poor. Why is your opinion completely flipped? How can we go from not a young and exciting team to, oh my God, the depth from the squad? They're definitely going to be competing for top 4. How can your tune change so much? I'll tell you how. Because you want reactions, you want traction, and you want to trigger people. And the reality is, it's worked on me. Look, the fact of the matter is, these professional analysts that people go and watch on these big platforms say stuff just to trigger you. I say stuff here, what I think. And the reality is, a lot of you appreciate it because you keep watching and my retention proves that you lot appreciate my comments. Some of you call me a brown envelope, but none of you cannot say I am consistent. I was objective on Pochettino and I was open and transparent. I was objective on Enzo Maresca even when we were going in the mud in pre-season. I was telling you, do not judge him too early. And I've also been very objective objective in how I've been analysing. I've been critical where I need to. I've been honest and open where I have to. Now we're going to talk about the Barrow versus Chelsea, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, because I was at the game and there's a lot for me to talk about. Let's get started. I want to talk about the good first, because the good, there is so much to talk about. Number one, we won 5-0, right? And Christopher Nkunku got 3 goals. And what I loved about the goals were they were all very different. And they all illustrated a little bit of a skill set that he possesses, that he could challenge Nicholas Jackson for that 9 role. The first goal, beautiful chip from Joao Felix. He just slots it in like a striker. Instinctive finish. Brilliant. The second goal, no problem. I'll run across, have good movement, run across the defender, flick it with my back heel. Absolutely perfected finish. And then the final one, what am I always critical of Nkunku for? The work rate, this guy, off the ball, is not on the level of a Nicholas Jackson. And in the modern day, yes, you can be a prolific goal scorer, but unless you're Erling Haaland, managers will want more than just finishing. They're going to want more than your creativity. They're going to want the main attribute of you leading a press, you leading a line. There's 2 ways of leading a line. There's with possession, without possession. And he did it perfectly yesterday. He chased that keeper down. He harried him. He won the ball back. Slotted it with composure. He overall had a good game yesterday. Very impressive performance from Christopher Nkunku. The man of the match for me, Joao Felix. Listen, I tell you lot, yeah, Joao Felix is sick. I tell you lot, Joao Felix should be our number 10 with Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. A lot of you say I'm agenda-driven. I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't care. Because the reality is, I saw Mr. Joao Felix in person. He's even better in person. You appreciate the man even more. He is good on TV. The brother is absolutely stunning in person. The way he plays football is what you watch football for. Take my money. I might buy a season ticket. That's how good he is. Absolutely amazing. His free kick, it didn't count as his goal. It might as well be his goal. His assist for Nkunku, wonderful. His flip-flap, his demanding of the ball. The team was on his back yesterday. He said, I am going to make the difference today. So whether you like it or not, I am the difference today. I am the catalyst. I am the emperor. I'm the king. In this world, I am Michael Jackson. That's what he said. And Joao, you are absolutely phenomenal. On the other side, we had Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto is an absolute phenomenal player. Yo, you don't appreciate how good these lot are until you see them live. Like, I don't think TV gives them justice. And you know what? You can really tell I haven't been to a game for like 2 years now, 2.5 years. So I really miss, number one, the atmosphere. Number two, it's a night game. So you come out and you see that green pitch. Yo, goosebumps, bruv. I was getting gassed. You wouldn't think it was a game against Barrow. You'd think it's a Champions League quarterfinal. That's how excited I was. But Pedro Neto is electric. His movement off the ball is phenomenal. His ability to move with the ball is even better. Honestly, I think he's going to get even better. And what I loved about his goal was, he's been asking for that cutback from Noni, from Jackson so many times and hasn't received it. And he's been getting vexed. You see his arms flying around. Mudryk, well done. I'm going to give you a round of applause, broski, because Mudryk with his confidence needed a goal. But the way he slotted it, he made the right decision. He made the smart IQ play. And overall, Mudryk had a very good second half, in my opinion. First half, Mudryk was a little bit anonymous. And to be fair, every time the ball went to him, Mudryk was very conservative in how he played. That's a lack of confidence. But second half, yo, I don't know what was said to him. My man came out like a Duracell bunny, bro. Energy, taking players on, just very educated in his opinions on what runs to make. Just very impressive. Other people that impressed me. And yesterday's game was an opportunity for 11 players that don't normally play to stake a claim that I need to be in more consideration. Axel Disasi absolutely was phenomenal. And I know what you're going to say. Alex, it's only Barrow. You can't be too praised. Listen, if you play bad against Barrow, you're going to get absolutely crucified. Pochettino made us go machine for machine with Wimbledon. We went bar for bar, card for card, machine for machine, football to football with Wimbledon. We struggled. Let me praise the players for making me have a great evening and celebrate brilliantly and see 5 goals live. This Sassy was phenomenal. Like, he absolutely imposed it. He displayed, yeah, you lot aren't of the level to be on this pitch with us. That's how good he. The other player that, in my opinion, had a very good game and actually really impressed me, and in real life, you don't realize how big this guy is. Yo, Cassidy, I looked at his sofa score after. I was like, yo, he actually didn't win as many tackles. But in real life, yeah, he looked so imposing. He won every aerial duel. He won so many aerial duels. He was winning tackles. He was kayaking. He was absolutely a one-man midfield yesterday. Phenomenal performance, really impressed. The other person that impressed me was Jurgensen. Look, Jurgensen made a couple of saves. You're not going to say he needs to start because Sanchez has been good in the last few weeks, right? And Enzo clearly runs it on merit. But when set pieces come in against the League Two side, and they were stocky, they were big, they're going to be good at this. This is their bread and butter. The number of times the guy came, climbed, got the ball, quickly distributed it. It was so good. Like, genuinely, I was so impressed with Jurgensen. Whether it was his on-foot passing or whether it was ability to catch and just distribute the ball. What was also nice to see, the fact that George and Josh came on. Carney Chukwemeka came on in 13 minutes. I was very impressed with this player, man. There was one instance he got the ball and he dribbled past two players. The third player released the ball and I was like, oh! And the thing is, people around me were like, oh! Everybody sitting around me knew this kid was class. It is a shame he's not getting an opportunity. And he is so screwed over that he's viewed as a 10. Because he's behind Cole Palmer and he's behind Joao Felix. And he ain't starting ahead of those two. I don't care how good he is. He's not as good as those two. What I would want is him to play in that Kieran Dewsbury Hall role. However, Kieran Dewsbury Hall at this moment in time is the flavour of the month. He's the new signing. He will get the opportunity. Overall, what I'm going to say is the final good. The depth for the squad is mad. Like, we had 11 changes and that squad looked like a team that if you put it out in the Premier League, I would say, yo, this team could finish 7th, 8th or maybe even 5th. Like, because Nkunku, Neto, Felix will get you goals, they'll get you assists, creativity. The only issue was the midfield looked light, but that's when Romeo Lavia will be coming back and playing in that role. Malo Gusto's our backup right back because Reece James is never fit, but it is one of those. Badiashile looked okay. Viega looked competent, nothing special, but overall, he just looked decent. But you guys know I'm fair, I'm critical where I need to be, and I'm honest where I need to be. There were 3 things that I didn't like. One ugly. Number 1, yo, the fans are impatient. What I noticed is we are so conditioned into not being good for the last 2 years that 3 minutes into the game, they're like, oh my God, it's boring. We're just keeping the ball. Why are we not attacking? Yo, we need to calm down a bit, man. And I hate to be the person to tell people how to feel, but I am. Because the reality is we have got a new project. This management is new. Enzo Maresca, Willie and the other crew that he's brought from, they are all new into the club. They have done nothing for us not to trust in them. They've given us elements of things to buy into. And they've been good. Give them time. Stop getting annoyed. And you know what I really liked the other day when Enzo Maresca said, if they don't buy in, they don't play. Well, listen, if the fans don't buy in, don't come and watch. I'm dead serious about that, you know? Because the reality is, he has taken us places. And he is good for Chelsea. He actually has a plan, he has a structure, and he has organisation. Yes, fans are entitled to their opinion, but some fans are being belligerent for the sake of being anti-ownership. They don't care what's on the pitch. They just want to be anti-ownership. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is the bad. There are 2 things that really stood out for me. Number 1, Kieran Dewsbury Hall was not as bad as people made out. Did Kieran Dewsbury Hall have a good game? No, I don't think he did. Did he have a great game? No, I don't think he did. Was he horrible? No, I just think Kieran Dewsbury Hall had a game that passed him by. I think he didn't demand the ball enough, but at the same time, it's difficult in a midfield with Joao Felix, with Pedro Neto and Mudryk to stand out. Because Joao was demanding the ball, he was coming deep, picking it up and laying it off and could start in attacks and dictate and play. Neto and Mudryk were getting the ball and running. Where does Kieran fit in there? He just doesn't fit in. And what really annoyed me was there was an element of the fan base that because Conor Gallagher has been sold, they ain't going to give this kid a chance. They're not going to give this kid a chance. And it's the same with Felix. There's a segment of the fans that don't like him because he is viewed as the Mason Mount replacement. And that's what it is. It stinks. It's annoying. I don't like it. The final thing is about Benny Boy. Ben Chilwell got on the pitch yesterday. I was a little bit annoyed because, I'm going to be honest, Ben Chilwell should not be on the pitch at Chelsea in 2024. You wanted to sell him, you segregated him, and now we've reintegrated him and given him the armband, right? And saying, look, you're going to get some minutes instead of Malo Gusto. I don't agree with this, because for me, what should have happened is Josh Achimpong should have come on, and Josh should have been the right back, and instead of Malo Gusto, and you would have got Viega to invert. However, they didn't do that. They brought Ben back. It's a feel-good moment. But what I really saw is the home fans adore this man. To the point where there's a fake narrative that he was the only one that walked around and clapped the fans at the end of the game. That's a lie. All the players did. Even some of the players that didn't play came onto the pitch. They were on the pitch. I was there. Guys, I saw it. I clapped the players because they deserved it. It was a 5-0 victory, emphatic win. And for me, what really annoys me is I could see the deficiencies in Ben Chilwell in this system. He's just technically not good enough. And what's going to happen is, because of his reputation, Benny Boy's getting all the plaudits from all the fans. Like, oh, Benjamin's back. Oh, Basic Ben is back on the pitch. Bruv, he ain't good enough. Get rid of him. Honestly, his minutes should be given to Josh Achimpong. And if they're not given to him, they should be given to the Samuel Smith or that kid in the youth academy at left back. Or I think Boniface. We just give it to the left backs in the academy. Give it to players that are going to be here in the near future. Stop doing this whole, we need to integrate him out of respect. There's no respect in football, bro. He's been disrespecting me with his performances for 2.5 years and ruining my eyesight. But it is what it is. We won 5-0. We are a good team. We're going in a positive direction. 2 massive games. Beat Brighton and beat Nottingham Forest. If we beat Genk as well in the process, which we should, yo, I am going into that international break talking the wildest smoke. I'll be talking about we could have a sneaky title charge, and you lot are going to cook me for that. But this was the Kavkas View. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. 1,000 likes would be amazing. Bye.